Duncan. Duncan, do you want to kick us off?
Firstly, very pleased with the result, and very pleased that the players found a way, changed the game within midpoint in the game, and found a way to get a result. I think that you look at this, there was areas that we improved upon from where we'd been trying to work upon in the little preparation period we've had. And it was brilliant to see 5 players make the debut for England in one match day in the Six Nations, which doesn't happen very often. Having said that, there was plenty of areas that need to be better. We gave Italy scored too easily, and we need to look very closely at what needs to improve around our defence there. And in that first half, whilst we had lots of possession in the attacking half, and the speed of our ball was much quicker, and our ball movement was improved, we didn't break the line as much as we wanted to. And so we'll look very closely at that also.
Which of the new caps really impressed you?
Well, firstly, I'll say, and it's clearly, you don't ever want to single individuals out because it's brilliant, all 5, a special day for all 5 of them. And for me as coach, I feel like it's a special day to be involved with them at the start of their England careers. Just chatting to them in the change rooms. I think they're going to be wearing the England shirt for a long time. I think they're going to be playing together for a good number of years, which is exciting because we've got a good number of players currently out the squad to come back in as well when they return to fitness. But I think Ethan Roots, if you look in particular, to make his debut and look very much at home, played 80 minutes and just look at home was outstanding. And for Fraser in the centres there, when you've got a different combination, and that's one of the challenges playing in the centres, having never played with that 10 and that 13 before, I thought he did really well to help bring and glue that combination together.
Time after surviving an early blitz from Italy, two quick tries, pretty easy. They look from the stand. What did you tell the guys?
Yep. I think there was, firstly we talk about the things that were done well in the game so far up to that point. I think that the ball movement has improved a lot. I think that the midfield showed that we can move these balls to the edges a lot. And there was a couple of areas we felt that we could have an advantage, or seen signs of an advantage, but we weren't playing to those areas enough. So I asked the players to really place greater emphasis upon those areas. And they, with Jamie's leadership, they really did. And that then led to that third quarter being very strong for us.
Nick?
Steve, you say obviously that you maybe didn't break the line enough, but is that sort of maybe just natural, like you say, with that new midfield sort of 3? And obviously those 3 players obviously clearly have a lot of similar characteristics, but is that a bit of a challenge of a balance between those guys and also the coaches to find the way to make that blend? And is that something that maybe it might just be natural, that it takes a little bit of time to gel properly?
Yep, so I think the players do have incredible strengths, and I'd say our ball movement improved a lot. I think there's always that balance between the ball movement and creating momentum. And I think, as you can see, there's a number of players we have that are very good at creating momentum. Several of them are currently not available for selection. So right now it's about getting the balance of the players we have, what we're trying to do. I think when you looked at it, there was a sequence later in the game, and you saw Manny Bosa carry, and that was followed by, I think it was Chandler Cunningham South carried the next ball, and I think Ben Earl carried next, and you start seeing you see young guys that've got huge amounts of potential learning the test arena, that were creating momentum. I think quite clearly the midfield we have very good in terms of ball movement, and I think they're going to get better that as they play more together. Us striking the balance between that and creating momentum is going to be key for us in the future.
Obviously, Ellis was late withdrawal with injury. How's he doing? Is it a bad one, or will he be back soon, do you think? Or?
So what was the last bit?
Just on Ellis's injury, just how he's getting on and how long he might be missing.
I'd be really hopeful Ellis will be available for next weekend. He trained on Thursday, felt something. We had the scan Friday morning on his foot, some smaller reoccurrence of something from having in the past, acute reoccurrence, and then Friday night we got all the scans back, and then that was the point at which we see how he was Saturday morning and ruled out. So I'd be very hopeful he'll be available next weekend.
And Jamie, congratulations on the result, and your first time as captain. For the Six Nations. How was the whole experience for you?
Yeah, I loved it. Obviously, a massive honour for me. I was really grateful for the opportunity. I was also really grateful for the environment that the other guys created to make it very easy to lead. I think it could have been very easy for the team to have gone individual off the back of a couple of thunderbolt moments. Italy and their attack, probably defensively we made some errors and they capitalised on that, and that's the sort of team that they are. And what pleased me the most was how we found a solution, got after it together, and it was really pleasing, and obviously really, really grateful and pleased with the result.
Steve, you mentioned Italy scoring too easily in the first half. How much of that is down to players adapting to what Felix is asking them to do?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it. Ultimately, this is if we were to rewind a little while, did I anticipate us making this many changes to personnel as well for this game? No, I didn't anticipate ever naming a team with 5 new caps within it. So I think there's a split of new processes and new personnel together, and not a whole lot of preparation time. But that's just the hand we've been dealt. I thought the players have committed unbelievably to this. I can't say on how much I've had to hold the players back. This group is so keen to run hard and train hard. We train Monday, spent the whole session kind of pulling them back, and so, otherwise it was like they wanted to play the game. And that's been like every day. They've been so excited. It's been a pleasure to coach this group. I think when you've got a group like that, they're going to improve fast because they're so keen to learn. So a bit of both, new personnel and new systems. We'll learn fast from today.
And is anybody going to be fit for Wales that wasn't for this game?
I'll get the medical reports tomorrow. I'll get all the checks because obviously my focus has been on this game. I don't think George Martin is too far away. Whether he's ready for next week, we'll be waiting to see. Ellis, I'm hopeful, will be fit for next week. That's it at this stage, I think.
Steve, I think both you and Jamie have talked about sort of a changing mindset going into this campaign. Is it a fair assessment to sort of suggest that's also about risk-taking, that there's a greater reward here in terms of what the side can evolve into, and that involves maybe taking more risks, and you're going to have moments like today when they did break the defence down?
I think fundamentally, and this is one of the challenges right now, is for a long time I think players, and I felt this as a player, I felt in the squads I was a part of, I think it's been part of things with England for a long time, is the possibility of making a mistake and the ramifications upon it. And that means that players, and I've seen this with players I was played with, the teams I was part of, it's been a long thing that not bringing all of their strengths onto the pitch for fear of a mistake. And what I see with this group of players now is this group of players is just determined to do well and has incredible skill level. And we're going to make mistakes. This is a new team. There's going to be things we can go wrong. It's ensuring that the players understand we're going to learn from it. We're going to get better. And I keep wanting you to want the ball. I want you to have the ball. I want you to bring your strengths, wherever it is, bring your strengths onto the pitch. And I want to try and decrease that concern, that worry that's been in teams previously. So that's my, I've not spoken to them, that's my personal experience of seeing people play for England. I want them to come on, put their white shirt on, and grow to be even better than what they have been previously. On the white shirt to help them be even bigger, even stronger than what they've been before.
Jamie, do those words resonate with you? That fear of making mistakes, is that your experience of playing for England?
Yeah, I think that certainly has been the case previously. And when Steve and I met a couple of weeks ago, we were talking around that, and I don't necessarily think it's risk. I think having the courage to execute the game plan as best as you can, I think that's probably what we're talking about. And what we're very lucky to have is a coaching staff that are very clear about how we want to go after things. And as players, that just means that we've got to have the courage to go and do it. And I think sometimes at the highest level, at test level, the pressure comes on, and you almost just want to sit back and worry about not making a mistake. And that has been the case previously. But what pleased me the most today was, we got cut a couple of times in the first half. Did it take anything away from our line speed? Absolutely not. We had the courage to go and go after them again.
Jamie, with the performance against Italy, it was the closest result between the two sides. So having your experience of playing against them in the past, how do you feel like they're closing the gap on the other Six Nations sides and with their new coaching as well?
Yeah, I think I was very impressed with the way that Italy approached the game today. Obviously, with a new coaching staff, we weren't too sure exactly how they were going to play. I thought they executed their game plan very well, and I think they're going to run a lot of they're going to give some sides some problems throughout this tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised if they got a couple of victories along the way.
And just a question for Steve: was there anything from the new coaching staff that Italy have that maybe surprised you today, as Jamie alluded to?
Yeah, we've certainly created situations in training over the last 9 days that have asked the players questions of how the opponents are playing, because ultimately coming into this game, we weren't exactly sure. We studied Treviso, had such a huge contingent of Treviso players in this squad. We'd studied Italy, we'd studied the coaching team's previous experience at other clubs, so there was a whole mix of things. You've got to remember here, this Italian side, on this opening fixture last year, almost beat France. There was only a few points in it when they almost beat France, and I think many people after that game thought they should have beaten France. This was an Italian side last year who played against Scotland in last year's Six Nations and very nearly beat Scotland. It's a team that's beaten Australia 2 years ago. This is a good side that's got a lot of talent. And you see Treviso are a side sitting second in the URC, and was it 9 Treviso players, 10 Treviso players in the starting team? So immediately they have cohesion coming in. So that's a great benefit they have. We don't know how, we're a little bit different. But ultimately, I'm really pleased the players, ultimately were 27-17 at 80 minutes, sat on the opposition goal line. And we're disappointed to have conceded that last try. But I think at 27-17, you're thinking this is a good result.
Okay, last one, Will.
Yeah. Hi, Jamie. You probably would have seen the Ireland result last night. It was a fairly definitive away win, that. I know you're not playing them for a few weeks, obviously, but do you feel like there's enough in this group, talent and growth potential, that you can get to that level in this Six Nations?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want anyone to be involved in this squad if they don't genuinely believe that we can go and challenge the best and win this tournament. From looking at them yesterday, I thought they were very impressive, and not many teams go to France and perform like that. I think there's a blueprint for us or any team to look at how they played and how they approached that game. And I think France will be disappointed with how they played, but from us personally, we're going to be. Steve talks about a lot about how fast we need to learn, and we're not going to paper over the cracks. We need to make sure that we learn our lessons, be very clear about what we need to get after this week, and we've got a great opportunity to be back at Twickenham in front of our home fans and really give them something to smile about.
And better to start with a win. It's been 4 years or so, hasn't it, since you won the first one?
Yeah, it's always nice, yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone. Brasil.